What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prizepicks MLB player props video. Opening day yesterday led things off with a sweep. This was the very first ticket that I submitted myself on opening day that I did send over to the VIP and cashed in, going with a full-on Dodger stack, Justin Steele strikeouts. I'm going to be sharing with you guys the very first ticket that I locked in today for the VIP for free in this one. Hoping to help everyone cash in for free on the channel, hoping to help everyone cash in the VIP, guys. We have been absolutely crushing. I got to give some shout outs before we get into this thing, but I promise you we're going to be giving you the full 6-pick flex that I did already submit, that I already sent over in a full breakdown very shortly. Got to give some shout outs though, guys. If you haven't hopped in the Discord, now is the best time to do so, because I am now not only offering Prizepicks, Underdog Fantasy, Better Picks, I'm also offering sports betting. So we have been crushing. So many shots to give, right? So this was that full 6-pick flex that I had sent in. Was really big on the Cincinnati Reds money line as well yesterday. Went big on that one and cashed in. But you can see Big Jokes _1 cashing in. These are some of the DSB sides. So once again, the sports betting side. I'm rolling it out slowly as far as the content is concerned. I'll have a second YouTube channel coming, but as far as the premium content, it is a full go. I'm sending in every single one of my picks. Cash the over in that Alabama-North Carolina game. Cash the under in the San Diego State-Connecticut game. And more winners. Raider Matt cashing in with some MLB plays here. A lot of green on the screen. Jose Estrella tailing that same 6-pick flex 5 into 125. We had Ed the Fred turning 50 into 1250 with that same 6-pick flex. Quai's 0608 turning 20 into 500. Ricks cashing in as well with some nice demon plays. Kenshiro Pow 5 into 125. So you guys get the point, man. I want to give every single person a shout out that I can. 8 into 200 here for Ghost of Crowley. It's just a fantastic time to join over there. Vince 28 with that sweep. And we've been crushing in the NBA as well, man. If you just go to my YouTube community page, these are all of the wins we have gotten, right? These are the tickets I'm placing myself that I'm sending into the Discord right away. We had that sweep there. That Reds money line, like I said, I was massive on, turning 6-8, 38, 87 into 11-3, 38, 13, right? So I did a full write-up on this one. Here's a little preview of the betting aspect of things, right? I'll just put it on the screen. This is my Discord, full breakdown, explaining exactly why I like it. It's a lot of text, so I'm not going to read it all, but a lot of analytics, a lot of breakdown, a lot of exact reasoning as to why I really wanted to place a large wager on the Reds. So, long intro. I'm going to be sharing an exact play with you guys here for free and break down exactly why I like it, but I got to let you know what's going on because there's just been a ton of stuff going on behind the scenes. The price tag has not gone up, guys. So I really want to let you guys know that have been following this channel, what's going on, the opportunity that you have right now to get all of this stuff at that $49.99 a month price tag. I decided to roll out the sports betting, roll out everything in the same exact Discord I have at the same price tag. My goal when I started out was to help people win, provide as much value as I can at a reasonable price tag that will compensate me for all the work that goes into it. But on your guys' end, you will make a lot more money than what you're paying. So it's a win-win. And I really think I have done a phenomenal job. So let's get into the breakdown here. Let's get into this 6-pick flex that I placed today on Prizepicks. And we'll go game by game, as we always do. And the first game that I'd like to discuss, we're going to talk about 2 games in this one. It's going to be a lot of the similar concepts that you saw me bring up on the screen, guys, with some positively correlated plays, right? So in this ticket, you can very clearly see I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dodgers. The reason we do that, right, if we expect the Dodgers to put up a big total, you know, Mookie gets on base, Ohtani hits him in, Freeman gets on base, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's positively correlated, similar to like taking a QB's over passing yards and a wide receiver's over receiving yards. That's how we're going to do it in baseball. I have a very similar ticket build here today. So San Francisco Giants taking on the San Diego Padres. The Padres have a 4.09 implied run total, so they are expected to put up some runs here today. They get to take on a young arm in Kyle Harrison. Supposed to be a top prospect. He's been reasonable from a strikeout aspect, but he has been giving up quite a bit of hard contact. He's got a 31.4% K rate to the right-handed side of the plate, but he's given up a 211 ISO. The ground ball, fly ball stuff has been pretty iffy, and the entire top of this Padres lineup doesn't strike out versus left-handed pitching. So really, Harrison, it's the strikeout or he's giving up hard contact. Tatis only has an 18.5% K rate versus lefties. This is last season's data. 16.1% K rate for Xander Bogaerts and a 17.3% K rate for Machado. We're talking about a 387 WOBA, 345 WOBA, a 397 WOBA for this main three here. And they have three different props posted on Prizepicks that's really standing out to me. Tatis is a guy that does have a lot of stolen base upside as well, which is huge for the fantasy scoring department. If you tuned into my content last year, you know this. But the Prizepicks fantasy scoring format, you're getting 5 fantasy points for every stolen base. So if you have a guy that is capable of stealing a base and he literally just gets walked and then steals second, that is an automatic 7 fantasy points. Ronald Acuna Jr. is a guy we discussed a lot last year because of his stolen base upside. Tatis falls in that category. So I want to be talking about Tatis with a 7.5 right off the bat here. We're going to be rocking with the over. And we talked about why I like this matchup for these guys, right? So really, Kyle Harrison, his kryptonite is when he can't strike guys out because he gives up all that hard contact, right? Like we discussed. So if he's not able to strike guys out, the ball is going to be put in play and hit hard. Specifically, that ground ball rate is not looking too hot for him. Only a 27% ground ball rate here for Kyle Harrison to these hitters. So Tatis will be the first guy. Stolen base upside. I'd love to break down those numbers for you, but we're going to get through this ticket, and then we're going to stack them up with the next two, right? I brought up those numbers of the Bogaerts, the Machado. Both guys hitting left-handed, pitching very well. Both guys just not striking out. So this is like, if Harrison can't strike guys out, he's in trouble. This entire lineup, there's not a lot of strikeouts, okay? So I expect them to have some success here. And I like how the hits, runs, and RBI props are posted here on Prizepicks today. So Tatis, we like his fantasy score to start things out, right? Then we're going to be talking about some hits, runs, RBIs. And we want to be, if possible, stacking up guys that hit back to back to back in the order, right? So like I said, one guy gets on base, the other guy hits him in, the other guy hits him in, etc. So the anticipated lineup here tonight for the San Diego Padres is as follows. Tatis in the 2-hole. Then you got Xander Bogaerts, Manny Machado. So it's going to be 2, 3, 4. We'll go ahead and get Tatis on base, those stolen base upside that we discussed, right? Then we'll have Xander and Machado hit him in. So we'll stack up Xander here as our next selection and Machado as our next selection. So hopefully that makes sense. And then we're going to be talking about a very similar concept here in this very next game. This game's going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Colorado Rockies. We have Cal Quantrill on the bump for the Rockies. He is terrible in pretty much every single category. We look at his numbers across the board. He's got the very worst SIERA on the entire slate today. 5.50 SIERA, 5.24 ERA last year, only a 13% K rate, only an 8% swing strike rate. These are all very, very bad. And he gets a take on an Arizona lineup tonight that hits right-handed pitching very effectively. These top two guys at the top of the lineup, most notably Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll, 222 ISO, 266 ISO, 397 WOBA, 366 WOBA. They don't strike out a lot, right? And Cal Quantrill is terrible, most notably to lefties. He gives up a 14.8% walk rate, an 18.6% K rate, and a 376 WOBA. Bad, bad, bad. So the left-handed bat should have some success against him. And I like his hits prop. We pull up the old Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer here, guys. This is a tool that's going to bring in a bunch of valuable sports data for you. It is a fantastic tool that I use every day. I would highly recommend you check them out. And the KJKDFS promo code will get you 25% off when you sign up for the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Their very top play on the board for Cal Quantrill is the over 5.5 hits allowed. Minus 135 on the over on Pinnacle, minus 130 on the over on DraftKings, minus 140 on the over on BetMGM, minus 131 on the Caesars, right? So love this tool. Also love OddsJam. You'll see me pull up the OddsJam sportsbook screen all the time because we can get even more detailed here as to oppose, like the entire market. What is the price here for Cal Quantrill? Literally the best possible place that we can place this is on Prizepicks in a 5 or 6 pick flex with -119 implied odds. He's -133.9 on the over across the market, -135 on the over on Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. We talked about DraftKings, right? -130 on Tipico, -140 on Borgata, -139 on BetSafe, -141 on 888 Sport. So you get the point. There are millions and millions of dollars of data telling us that Cal Quantrill is going to give up 6 or more hits tonight. And all my data sets agree with it. So we want as many data points as we can get that are telling us this is a good play. And we have a ton of them. Like I said, I mean, his numbers are terrible. He quite literally has the worst SIERA on the entire slate. Skill Interactive ERA, for those of you that don't know. Essentially, it's an advanced version of ERA, earned runs allowed. He's bad, man. He's bad. And he has to take on an Arizona Diamondback squad in Arizona, which is a fantastic hitting environment. So these are all fantastic things for us here tonight. So we're going to finish up this ticket going with the Cal hits allowed, the over 5.5, and stack it up with the fantasy scores of Mr. Corbin Carroll and Mr. Ketel Marte. So once again, we want to stack up multiple hitters from the same team. Carroll's expected to lead things off. Ketel Marte in the 2-hole. We can go ahead and take advantage of the correlation of taking these two guys. So Carroll, Marte. Carroll, once again, a speedster with a ton of stolen base upside. He can give us those 5 fantasy points real quick. I have a lot going on in this video. I'll get a little more detailed on the analytics as we go along in the MLB season. You'll see me pull up a bunch of data points on stolen bases and all that stuff. But this is the very first 6-pick flex that I did lock in myself, that I did send over to the VIP. I will go ahead and pull up both just to prove that I'm not lying to you guys. At this stage of the game, I'd say I've been around long enough that everyone knows it's all legit. But so it's a 4-star 1-unit play, right? I can now only play up to $40 on 6-pick flexes on Prizepicks, so I locked that in. I really love this ticket. As a matter of fact, if they let me double down on it right now, which I think they will, as long as I don't go over the $40, I'll gladly do that. Just to show you I'm confident in my plays, man. I got no issues back in my plays. Like I said, this was the one that we cashed in on opening day, and this is the very first one that I submitted today. So Tatis over 7.5 hitter fantasy score, Xander over 1.5 HRR, Machado HRR, Cal Quantrill over 5.5 hits allowed, Corbin Carroll over 9.5 fantasy score, and Ketel Marte over 8.5 hitter fantasy score. Phenomenal ticket. And as a matter of fact, like I said, if they're going to let me lock this in again, I hope they do. 1, 2, 3, right? 4 is going to be Quantrill, 5 and 6 on the Carroll and Marte. I'm going to go ahead and try to lock it in again with you guys. If I go ahead and try to do 400 like I used to, it's going to tell me I can only do 200. Then I'm going to try to do 200. It's going to tell me that I can only do up to $1,000 winnings per ticket. And then I'll just try to get my 40 down again if I can. And it lets me. So that's fantastic. Not bad. So I'm going to back it twice because it's the first ticket that I've launched on the channel here for free for this MLB season. So it's the Tatis over hitter fantasy score, Xander over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, Manny Machado over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, Cal Quantrill over 5.5 hits allowed, Corbin Carroll over 9.5 hitter fantasy score, Ketel Marte over 8.5 hitter fantasy score. Absolutely love the plays, man. So let's cash in here together. Hopefully you enjoyed the content, guys. If you did, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Once again, I have so much going on right now. The content has been a little bit all over the place just because I have a lot going on in the background. But if you want to get access to every single one of my plays as soon as I place them, hopefully this 6-pick flex will help you out, cash in big, and then you can hop over on into the Patreon. I will have all that linked below in the description and as a pinned top comment. So Thank you for tuning in. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks MLB player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.